Okay, so I believe I'm start sharing and start the recording already. There were requests from the audience say, can we do double language? We can leave that in the Q&A section, and I'll try to summarize that for you as we go in different stages. So thank you for June and Martin. This topic today is built on the foundation and successful story by June yesterday. So from a successful lending manager into a business owner today. And then, as you know, we do promote teamwork and partnership. So in our industry, it's professional financial service. And like the movie, if you can put in #1 in the chat box, if you have watched the movie The Founder, talk about the real story, how McDonald's founded what it is today. So there's only one, Jack. All right, thank you. All right, there's quite a few. We're gonna send some books today. All right, for people who answer the question and participated discussion. I'd love to send you the book about how to invest in property by one of the very famous author in Australia. Okay, so it's not about one-man army, and like Martin introduced, I love Robert Kiyosaki. It's about how to build up your own business and empire. And for those who know me, they know that I'm very passionate about this industry and problem solving. Okay, so I also divided, like Robert Kiyosaki said, all right, and then on the top right corner, you can see the business will grow and it has its cycle. And just like Robert Kiyosaki said, the 4 quadrants of income. So as a mortgage broker, at the very beginning, everyone is like a sole trader, a one-man band, and then stage 2 is like a small business owner. You run a small team, right? Stage 3 is like you have a sizable company, and stage 4 is more like a big company, carry more social responsibility. And then, of course, you can leverage more resources. So I'll explain this in a bit more detail. So stage 1, right? You're trying to spend a few more years, say 3 to 5 years, to master the skill of the industry, or 1 to 3 years, depends on if you have banking lending experience in the past or not. But realistically speaking, I would say you need to spend a solid 3 years in the mortgage broking industry to be able to have the confidence to tell someone, say, you understand every question raised by your customer. If not, you can quickly get back to them with suitable solutions. So that's what you need to be. So what we call that is stage 1, a subject matter expert. So you have yourself, and you. You're going to print everything yourself. You're going to run to the customer yourself. You're going to fix up small things yourself. You're going to make every phone call and emails yourself. So you only have you and yourself, okay? But as a subject matter expert in our industry and in maybe every other industry in Australia, you can easily earn $100,000 to $200,000. Okay, but then why quit your job? And why quit your job from the bank, stable income, and then embrace so much more headache? Is because you want to move to stage 2 and 3 and 4. So stage 2 is very commonly seen. All right, in our industry, there are mortgage broker categories, say individual brokers, small teams, 3 to 5 credit representative, or like credit license, and then 5 or more. All right, in later slides, I'll explain more. So there are many small firms out there, and they are still growing. But a lot of bosses or mortgage broker boss, they don't like to teach their staff. They only want them to know so little, maybe only the administrative part, so that the boss get all the money, all the fame, right? They are worried that the staff they recruit will learn what they know and then go out to be another company, right? But the truth is, most people leave is because they cannot learn enough and they cannot earn enough, all right? If you allow them to learn and earn, they will stay, okay? So stage 2 is a stage you need to struggle. But then, of course, you are leveraging through your employees' time, all right? And then you can still earn a bit more, $200,000 to $300,000, 5 years plus in the industry is very commonly seen. Most people stay in stage 1 and 2. All right. Here is stage 3. Okay. You have partnership. You have quite a few seniors management structure. Right. You have the growth plan for every young professional join your company, and then you help them to earn $100, $200, and even $300,000. Then you can call yourself a real business owner. There is system in place. There's certain things, certain ways to do certain things in your company, and then you can go away for holiday for 3 to 6 months. You don't need to work between 9 to 5 or more than 9 to 5. Okay, you can stop whenever you like, and you can get in whenever you feel like it. Okay, you need probably at least 5 to 10 years to be able to be in this position, and $500,000 is not uncommon. Okay, if you look at mortgage broker firm, lawyers, accountants, a GP who is technically self-employed and running their own clinic, dental, they're pretty much similar. Okay, even though a lot of people misunderstood mortgage broker as not as professional, but mortgage broker, you're dealing with one of the largest investment from people. So it is actually professional. It requires a lot of understanding, not just for the mortgage itself, right? Not just one bank, but also many banks, the whole industry, how the economic works, how tax system work. You need to know a little bit. We don't give advice for that. Financial planner, all these other investments and legal and estate planning and such. Okay, stage 4 is very, very exciting. The sky's limit. We are not there yet, we have to say, but that's our goal. That's our dream. As a big company, even though you hold a smaller shares, say 1%, if you own 1% Apple company, you own 1% of their public shares, is more than you own 100% of a small coffee shop down around the corner of your house. And they are not Starbucks, by the way. Okay, so that is what exciting. You have the ability to be valued, right? And there are other big companies and capital out there are very interesting to work with you. Okay, as one of the senior manager and senior executive in such company, you're earning at least 500K plus. And what is more exciting is that at that stage, you can attract a lot of more resources for other investments. So you're leveraging the whole market rather than just a company. Okay, that's our retirement dream, to be a non-executive director, to keep driving the board and providing advice for the company as it grows. And then we were part of it. Okay, so that is what famous quotes from the Bible, the Matthew law, for the basically saying that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. All right, we only have so much time. Everyone's the same, but how we work differently every day is the key. All right, thanks for the introduction from Martin. All right, the numbers and awards only in the past, but yes, we are very exciting. So today, I'm going to share with you 12 little secrets of how to run a successful team or even a company so that you don't feel alone. Honestly speaking, it's a very busy industry, very stressful, and very low success rate. I was telling one of my friends who attended June seminar on Tuesday night, I say, oh, mortgage broker earns a lot. I say, oh, yes, only if you do well, just like every other industry. But here's the thing, 75% mortgage broker quit their job. 75% of mortgage broker never continue and renew their license in the second year. Okay, so it is something more than the money. If you want to ask me, hey, Tom, how do I get rich quick? Or they probably know such thing. But how do you get rich? It's going to do something that you're feeling very passionate about. You don't feel like tired. You're feeling like you're helping the people. You're solving the problem for them. In Mandarin, we're saying, 勿忘初心. So how you started, so how you started, why you started this. I started this purely because, just like Martin quoted, I felt like I couldn't deliver a comprehensive solution to my friends as my customer, right? Because I only have one single policy or a few limited products, right? And I cannot grow my customer. So, and of course, admit that individual's talents is limited. You're going to join something bigger than your individual ambitions. Okay, another very commonly asked question is, why should I be a broker now? Is that a good time to be a broker? I see so many banks branches are closing down. Why do we still need to risk this? Okay, so here's the photo on Glenferrie Road, Hawthorne. National Bank been there for 200 years, now running away. Bendigo Bank in Bowen, I know they've been there more than decades. Franchise business closing down as well on the main street in Bowen. But here's the real numbers, okay? The settlement volume for new property actually goes up every year. And in 2020 and 2021, even during the pandemic and COVID-19, it will not slow down, okay? And then there's another factors, which I believe you don't need to look at a big market, okay? You only look at around, okay? So around, like for example, if you look at the surrounding big four banks, all right? You can look up the productsreview.com, okay? So you'll be surprised. I was shocked that the big four actually got very low score for their rating. And you are right. So long there are less and less branches, and so long they are not satisfied customer service for big four, okay? And the next opportunity, all right, I'm going to struggle with my mouth. Okay. Digital bank is not there yet as well. So A6 400 and Revolved are the two very famous digital bank, and their clients' experience are nowhere near satisfied as well. So people are not ready for digital bank, and branch are closing down, and there are more and more properties people are buying. So who do they go to? All right, of course, there's big opportunity for mortgage broker. All right, on the top left corner, you can see Judo Bank. It's not a digital bank, actually. They hire very experienced banker, and they deliver very humanized service, all right, face-to-face. Lendy as well are one of the biggest mortgage broker platform in Australia. And it turns out that the mortgage broker service, all right, overall is more satisfied than the big four banks, And the market outlook, right? The secret is, right, the market are still growing because we have population growth. The border's going to open again, immigration coming back. People made a lot of babies during COVID. They have nowhere else to go. They make baby at home. All these factors, and the house price generally goes up with inflation rate, and affordability for this society is a long-term issue. Lack of labor, we will never get back as many labor in 2035, all right, before COVID. So we need to catch up the labor supplies until 2035. That's according to the news this morning. Okay, but the second 2 points, I think, is the most important stuff for us, because as mortgage broker, we're dealing with customer coming back to us or coming to us first instant because they didn't have a good experience before with a staff in the bank or a staff from another mortgage broker firm, or there's no relationship or financial education piece, right? Some people, some brokers just did a loan and then dump their clients, say, never speak to me again. Okay, so is it too late to be a broker? Or I always refer to this most recent Deloitte's mortgage broker industry report. Okay, so customer segment, where the market is. All right, on number one, you can see the top reason for people to go for a mortgage is to settle their first home buyers. And it's very easy to get first home buyers. Your friends' kids, your friends just get married, or the new immigrants in Australia buying the first home, they're all first home buyers. And the second reason, which is a bit more volume, is refinance. So that's the benefit of this industry. If people are not buying new property, say lockdown or not, they still refinancing, trying to save their cost. The rates always change up and down, and people's bankers and brokers left. Okay. And the people saying that we need to accept crouton. Okay, that's very funny. Okay, thank you. And upgraders and investors, there's always opportunity. People buy the house. You say your old clients bought a house for 5 years. They now want to do the renovation, and if you are still in this game, they'll come back to you. Okay. All right. So next page. The bank outlook. Right. What are your biggest concern for the mortgage market? Right. So the Deloitte has done a lot of research. So you can see 50% of employment downturn or continuing low salary growth in the job market. That's in the bank, all right, not in mortgage broker industry. The bankers has experience, they work hard, they hit the KPI, they hit the target, but then their salary doesn't grow as much? I think this is a very common question in all different industries, like teachers and nurses, especially, didn't get much pay rise every year. And then policy decision. Okay, so the banks change all the time, hence why there's opportunity for us. If I were working in a bank and my bank policy is not reliable, the process is not reliable, I feel ashamed, unless accepted. Otherwise, I will just quit. Because as a broker, if one bank doesn't work, we still have time to go to the next one, or always have a contingency plan. So the bank's really focusing on transaction, right? Not the staff growth and not the client's growth. Hence why I would say, yes, as a mortgage broker, first year or two, you probably cannot have a stable income, but from the second or third years onward, it's more rewarding than the bank. So you need, as a business owner, you need to understand very detailed of the industry, where the industry is going. You need to be able to show the confidence to your staff that they are not stepping into a wrong industry. There's market for it. Okay, so here you go. Another data about why people choosing, and the Australian Competition Council, different bit of pricing, as you can see, 20 and 40%, the two green bars here. The price adverse and the price change is concerning the people to change banks, right? And 50% of the time they'll come to a broker. All right, how's the market outlook for brokers? All right, for brokers, what I want to emphasize this data really drive the interest of me. Okay, so as you can see on the top bottom left, sorry, people are willing to share their data with mortgage broker the most, all right, 100 to 120%, all right, comparing with major banks, right, comparing with digital banks, and comparing with superannuation, right, comparing with airline, right. When people see the mortgage broker in person, they generally have the trust, right. In the past, a lot of brokers sort of not confidence, saying that, oh, I'm a broker only, and the clients go to a bank, they probably trust the banks more, but not nowadays anymore, right? If you say too much in the bank, all right, then they might record it in a wrong way, and it's gonna set disadvantage for you when you buy your next property. Okay, all right, because I knew all that because I was working in the branch. So what's the major disruptive force for customer and for current broker channel over the next 3 years? The top reason here, which is the 40% bar, is the robot advice, artificial intelligence challenge. People don't like robot advice, right? And hence why I think this happened to Martin's industry and financial planning as well. Robot advice just cut away a lot of people's needs, and then they now need to pay a lot of money for financial planning, and then they need to have a lot of wealth. For mortgage broker, the customer don't pay the service. Most cases, the banks pay for the service. So they will hate the robot advice. They want more tailored research. Hence why, as a broker, and if you want to train your broker to be successful in your company, you need to provide ongoing and diversified training. So yeah, the market still looks good in a nutshell, right? So number 4, right? I really believe in this industry, not just the passion, and it also makes money. All right, that's exciting. And you can help other people, which is your future team member, to earn the money as well. And you can drive a significant difference for your clients. You can deliver the positive impact. So a lot of new brokers come to me and say, hey, Tom, how to find the clients? I find it very, very difficult to find the clients. But the truth is, as you can see on the productsreview.com, the Big Four's complaint, all right, it's hard to find a good brokers and bankers now. So you can't find clients and the clients can't find you, right? Given that if you know what you're doing, so where to find a customer. So in the marketing subject, we have a common topic is called ideal client. What does your clients look like? Their age, their sex, their location, what do they do? For example, do you want to attract builder clients? Then you need to find out where they are. Where do they usually hang out? Is it in a bar having a beer? Or on the sites, you need to pay the site visit? Or is it a builder industry magazine you can do some advertisement on? Or if they have some little regular community gathering, can you go and pay a visit to share the knowledge about how the builders can get along? All right, that's one of the example, right? So if you want to do, say you want to be a specialist or you have the special products for new immigrants just arrived Australia, all right, then you need to engage with the immigration agents. So pictures who you want to attract and their life journey, you know, their hobbies, their habits, what common problem do they have, and that's quite important. And here's what I love about mortgage broker: it's more personalized. In the bank, you sit in the branch and then they will give you whatever clients working. You can't choose your customer, and sometimes you may not like them, right? They treat you as a free service. They don't probably treat you as a professional. Okay, but as a mortgage broker, you have no limitation. You have no branches. You have no old customer book to call. All right, it's about who you like. If you like gym, you know, maybe in your gym member, there's a member group, or if you like soccer, there's a lot of soccer mates. They can become your customer. When you are self-employed, it's the line between working and living is really blurry. You become, you know, your friends become a customer. Some of your customers become your friends. You know, so that's the advantage. And lastly, I really want the brokers to value their time in future. You are truly professional service industry, and you can only service 50 to 100 clients or transactions a year. That means you can only settle 1 or 2 new clients a week. At the beginning, you probably don't have the confidence that you can have that many inquiry of clients, but after half year or a year, it seems more realistic. And then you start picking the customer, you know, because you're going to service them maybe for 7.5 years, which is the leverage line of a mortgage, really. And through a study from a insurance company, or where they sell insurance, there's an insurance broker, a professional service such as insurance broker, mortgage broker, a GP, accountant or lawyer, can only for the lifetime can only maintain 3,000 customer maximum. So who are going to be those 3,000 lucky ones, right? So you're going to start this at the very beginning. Are you going to be the specialist or for some community, or you're not going to service someone you don't like, really? Okay, point number 5, most brokers do not write down their business plan. Okay, I'm going to show you a business plan today where it's provided by ANZ, a very comprehensive one, but I'm not going to go through a detail. I just really want to emphasize the numbers. I don't have to tell you, you heard this before, you know, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So the truth about this industry, yes, if you succeed, it's very rewarding like every other industry, but there are 75% brokers, licensed broker, do not renew their license in the second year, do not renew their professional indemnity insurance in the second year, right? Because it's too easy to start and people never made a 3 years plan. And hence why ATO also have a statistic, 90% of the ABN, which is self-employed business, closed down in the first 3 years. Okay, so we do want to welcome you to understand and further explore this industry, but we don't want to overpromise you and sugarcoat it. You know, it's a difficult job and it requires commitment, right? And 50% bankers actually change their position every year. That's also true. If you don't believe this, just visit any of your nearest branch, and then, you know, every year you find that the staff looks different. All right, at least 50% of them. I'm going to share this business plan template. If anyone were interested in this business plan, they can come to us by the end of this presentation. I'll quickly show you. And the business template. Anyone go to business school or commerce school probably did something like this. All right, and it is important to write down the business plan for all different prospects. All right, even though when you have no staff but just yourself, it is important to write down, you know. And a business owner, you can also set up your own company under the, you know, the Awesome Finance umbrella or any other company you joined if you're not PAYG staff. And it's exciting to give a meaning on the name, you know, just like naming your baby. All right, so the structure, you know, the social media sites, as part of marketing means, short-term goals, medium-term goals, current position, structure, key staff, or someone you can, even though you are by yourself, but in a big company, you have someone you can relate it to, or even in a smaller firm, you know, your accountant, your lawyer, your regular referrals, your business coach, perhaps. they are also important. The advisory role, and how you're going to operate the market. What products or service. So for us, mortgage broking, what service do we provide and difference from others? Distribution, where we're getting our clients from. Pricing and all that. So this is a very comprehensive one. If you want a copy, it also has a separate copy for Excel version, which will give you the budgeting tools, and which I'll touch base a little bit as well. All right, it's quite important. It was a lot of value. All right, I can't put a dollar on it, but if you need it, let us know. We'll send you a copy. All right, how does the broker earn their money? All right, I think we are getting exciting. Someone is saying that, Thomas, you're speaking English. I'm trying to fall asleep. Right, so I'm trying to wake you up with something sexy. All right, revenue, of course, I also want to remind you, revenue is not profit, okay? And if you're trying to earn every dollar from the bank, you're probably having a wrong concept and mindset at the very beginning. Right, you're not a sole trader. Sole trader usually earn less than $75,000 a year. All right, hence why they have a sole trader tax structure for a long time. Right, they don't even need to report GST. But imagine if you pay 75,000 tax every year or every quarter, right? So hence why you need to leverage through this. So we need to change the concept of having a profit, but margin and revenue are more important. The less margin you have, you're actually earning more profits. Okay, so I'll go down on this way. So of course, on the right-hand side, so comparing with real estate agent earning 2% of the house price once off. On the left corner, on the left side, you can see we earn 0.65% of the loan amount. If the loan size is 1 million, then it's $6,500, and times the trial income. So trial income is ongoing outstanding balance with the bank for that mortgage you have sold. 6.15% for 3 years. So over 3 years, the total revenue value for a loan size that is 1 million is actually 1%. If you service a customer well, more than 3 years, okay, not including their refinance with you, it's already 1.7%. And most clients actually will refinance with you if they are happy with you. Okay, so you can see you are not earning less than a property agent. And the truth is, right, you're not going to sell so many houses through the same agent for the life of your investment, and they're mostly in different suburbs, right? But brokers with clients, they can, so it's a point-to-point service. It's if you are good enough, it's a one-stop mortgage solution, and the clients get back to you every time they buy a property, or 3-5 years later when they want to refinance a property. So you're actually in here for a long game. You're getting rich slow but more certain. Okay, and the truth is, if you have friends working in the secondhand property agent company, you may ask them, usually they share 50% or less for that 2%. But in mortgage broker, you share 50% and more, and more and more, right? Like June share on Tuesday. So you can actually earn more as a mortgage broker from a deal comparing with the agent, but in a longer term, okay? With professional service, of course. All right. So the third line here is, yes, you have refinance and their family and friends call this opportunity. So very usual, all right, when the loan settle, they have a housewarming party, they invited their friends, they share the great experience with their mortgage broker. Of course, if they have bad experience, they'll share that more, with anger. So try not to fuck up your clients. But if you serve them well, the word of mouth will make you have enough customer for the second year onwards, and you can even hire staff under your team as well. As a diversified mortgage broker as well, car loan and equipment finance is going to be a new revenue for you. 60% of new home buyers will consider to change new cars after the home settle in the first 6 months. Right, that's another statistic, and that is opportunity. If you are an agent or if you are a staff in the bank, you won't have that opportunity to help the clients further to solve the problem and anything about the personal finance. Okay, commercial loan, again, you are not limited in a spot like June mentioned on Tuesday. You're going to be put on a little spot and then move around, in a little boxes. But unless not like brokers. You are focusing on the client's needs, and you can look for the best solution for them. So you can also earn the money from commercial loan, self-management super funds loan, where the big four and all the banks not doing it, but a lot of funds are doing it. Development finance and construction, private loan. Okay, all these are different sectors, you know, residential, commercial for different sizes, development finance, private loan, car loan, and all that, across more than five different departments in the bank. But as a broker, you can deliver one comprehensive solution. Okay, and the bottom two, application fee for complicated cases. All right, brokers can charge extra service fee because a lot of other brokers don't know how to do it, or the banks just don't know how to do it, or they don't have the policy. For examples, owner builder. A lot of builders want to build their own home. All right, they want to use their own license to build their dream home, upgrade their dream home. But guess what? The banks hate it. Right? The banks say, "Oh no, we can only lend you 60%." And hang on, that's too much paperwork, man. Which is simply the most lenders in the branch or brokers, they hate to do it. They either don't know how to do it, or when they find out how to do it, it's too much hassle for them. But you can actually charge extra service fee if you say you want to justify that you're going to spend extra time for them. So to share a little secret as well, we earn a lot revenue from the application fee because we value our time, we value our knowledge, and the clients can't get it elsewhere for free. All right, as simple as that. Okay, cross sales as well. If you provide any other insurance service, for example, or any other investment service that is within the risk, of course, and the clients made a judgment, you disclosed it, you can sell cross-sell service as well. But in the bank, they cut it all. Okay, all right, Tom, it seems like brokers are very rich. You have many revenue stream, right? You must spending no money on your running this business. Okay, of course, it's not true. All right, here is a rundown of the cost. Of course, at last page, I didn't specify the trial income. So yes, we do have very good trial income after in the industry for 3-5 years plus or longer. But it's very scared to do my own annual budgeting as well to look at how much I need to spend, the minimum fixed expense every year as well. I understand that I'm leveraging the team, the company, but still, it's a responsibility. Like for example, right, as a client, you probably would trust a broker team with the office. You know, you use even though we're in pandemic on Zoom, but eventually people want to go out, see someone, meet them in person, shake their hands, feel their body temperature, not so high, not so low. So rent, right, as a broker, I really want to say that the banks give you a lot of commission, not to put in your own pocket, but to run the business. All right, so here's why a lot of broker firm or brokers doesn't have this mentality. All right, so it's the revenue for you to run a business. You're going to spend it first before you see the profit. The rent outgoing, what's the cost? If you go to a share office company like WeWork, the average price is 400 to 800 per desk for a 1-year contract, plus outgoing, including Wi-Fi and all that. Right, but if you want a sizable area, like for example, we just leased a new space at Box Hill. It's costing us $32,000 a year for an office size, not in a busy area, for 137 square meters. In the bank, actually, are more expensive because they have a lot of cash or ATM. So it's actually $200,000 a year, and special fit out. For the size is very small as well. You may only have 1 or 2 lending manager. So as a mortgage broker, it's more cost effective to distribute the loans as well. All right, admin cost, as you can see, I have wrote down 3 level of different admin cost, and human capital cost is probably the most expensive one as mortgage broking industry, just like lawyers and accountants, because we are truly professional service. So the teller on the right hand side in the bank, all these are transparent. You can look up linkedin.com, or you can look up seek.com for the jobs. All right, so the teller earning $42,000 to $60,000 in different banks, and the broker support in the bank is more like the lending associate, all right, or the lender's admin support, so $65,000 to $80,000. And if they can write very complicated deal, and they have certain level of approval, but still as an admin, they don't need to drive the result for the settlement. They can get paid for $80,000 to $120,000 a year. Okay. Of course, as a broker, you're going to catch the market as well. It can be a lower start, right? Because they may not have the experience, they don't have a chance to go to the bank yet, right? And you provide them the training, the opportunity, but eventually it's going to catch up with the experience. Otherwise, they just leave, Loan writers as well, who understand all the policy, but doesn't is not responsible for getting the deals to the company. Okay, so imagine if you're gonna recruit 2 or 3 staff PAYG under you, you're suddenly having roughly $200,000 or $150,000 minimum salary expense, plus their super and insurance. Marketing and training cost, which I'll also introduce a bit later on. Of course, ANZ is sponsoring the tennis. There's a few $1 million every year there. But for brokers, again, I will encourage you to have the money for marketing, little things, printing some pens, paper, small gift to customer, or also training for yourself. Get yourself equipped to solve better problems and more problems for your customer. That's also important. Personally, I always invest 10% of my income in personal training. Okay. And when I was a student or not yet that have a luxury of savings, I spend more percentage, right? But even nowadays, I spend 10%. All right, number 8, build what kind of team structure should I be having? All right, or what's the right and the efficient team structure for future? All right, on the left-hand side, how things were, there's still things are in the bank, right? There's a hierarchy, you have branch manager, regional executive, and all these line of managers to go through. All right, how things are a little bit, in the bank, it's very compliant, restricted. But I think for mortgage broker firm, at least in our company, you can see it's more like the right-hand side demonstration. We share the same value. We want to have the family life balance. We want to drive for long-term success. We want to have a very chill culture, very supportive. We can share the resources and knowledge, all things like that. So it's a very, very, very flat structure in the mortgage broker firm. This bottom line is compliance, the client complaint, but I can go to June's teams and June can come to my team and, Cal's team. So everyone can be a subject matter expert in different field. We have our own past accountant now as a broker, past financial planner who's now a broker, past builder, past lawyers and all that. And we share all this knowledge. And we have staff from different banks before, that's the culture we drive here. And I believe that's the culture, what the culture should be in a lot of other mortgage broker firms as well. All right, number 9, there's a lot of risk management thing. As a business owner, you have many staff. You have more than one license holder. All these topics you need to plan ahead and have the review every year. So, for example, compliance, how you keep your documents, how you collect documents for your customer, and IT security, are you going to lose your data? I'm going to touch about CIM in a sec. Anti-money laundering, have you verified where the customer's money coming from? If your clients have money laundry issue, you may if you know, and then you may get involved, and you may get investigated. So just be very mindful for that. It's a very big topic nowadays in the bank. Clients complain are probably more often seen. You need to manage their emotion, don't let it out or let it out at certain stages, right? Business agreement. Okay, so on this page, because of the time, I want to leave some time for question later on. So CIM and the business agreement are the 2 most important things. Okay, you can come to me privately, one-on-one, and want to have to share the experience with you. So CIM is something that as a company for 5 years, we have thousands of clients data. We're now feeling a little bit regret now because we have a very, very good aggregator, who don't charge us much money, right? However, they also don't invest a lot in the CIM system. So it's very transactional basis. And unlike the bank where you interact with the customer, you don't just put on WeChat or WhatsApp message. or Facebook message, you actually record it in the client's profile ongoing for all the conversation. If the clients go to which private school, where they go for the holiday, what hobbies they have, blah. So then when this data become valuable, when you pass on to the next generation, which is succession plan, which I'll touch about today, all right, someone can provide them the same understanding and service. Okay, as if you are the next broker service them in your company, understand them very well as well. All right, second important point in this page is business agreement. All right, a lot of broker firm later on, people learn how to be a broker, they earn the money, and then they left. So that's a risk itself for a business owner. All right, are you gonna share the trial with them when they left or not? And what's the if they stay, do they have the benefit to keep going and growing and working hard in this platform? So it's a balance here. So discussion is in a nutshell. We have done the research. Many successful mortgage broker company, most of them don't share the trial if the broker leave. Okay, they will have, of course, the brokers will only choose to stay with a company has the trial going up with the percentage for their better performance and longer with the company. They stay, right? But if the share at the beginning are disclosed and then it's not fair, of course they wouldn't stay, right? But most successful and long-term brokers firm, they don't share the commission if the broker left the company. But of course, if you left the company and then not starting a broker next door, you went to be a builder, for example, or you went to be an accountant, for example, you're not creating the competition with us. We may still work together in a way or another. Then of course you can still share the trial. But if not, it's like you coaching your future competitors. All right. So just standing from a future business owner point of view, that's something you need to ratify at the very beginning, just to make it clear, so everyone won't be upset at the end, at the point where they need to consider staying or not. Okay, well, after they learned most things they think they need to learn. And I think that even though that's a risk itself, it is also a benefit. That's actually the beauty about this industry. Okay, I have so many other friends who own business, right? Accounting firm, property development firm, agent firm, and the boss always complain, oh, I told him or her this, he or she is so good now, and then they left my company, blah blah blah. Okay, but unless that company or platform are growing with you, providing the same opportunity or more opportunities, as mortgage broker firm, there's some bonds together to make you financially better together, right? In many other industry, it doesn't work like that. So we are lucky to be in this industry, I think. All right. Last few points before you fell in sleep. Current mortgage broker firm in the market always look for the good competitors. The good competitors make the game more interesting and always learn from each other. If you see someone who are really good, just give them a call. They share the same pain as you as a business owner or broker in the same industry. So big firms, there are two types of big firms. I would say, like Ocean Finance, our team are very people focused. We try to grow each individual into a professional mortgage broker so that their clients can enjoy the professional service and long-term satisfaction. There are some other big firms out there. All right, they are process focused. Right, they get the clients easily from online. They buy the data, blah, or they do some seminars and then just proceed the clients just as a process. Right, there's no long-term growth plan. Okay, of course, if you do have that knowledge, you can sell that as a course. There's another revenue stream I forgot to put in that page. We have $20,000 course fee. All right, during pandemic online. All right, the other type of firms, I wouldn't say small firms are not good, as long as they enjoyed it, the customer happy. Of course, not necessarily the bigger the better. All right, small team, 3 to 5, credit rep plus admin. There are also many successful small business, mortgage broker business in the industry, and also sometimes they pick different expertise. They are, female brokers shouting out for woman independent, and they have a lot, like 90% plus female clients. Including providing more service to single mom, for example. And there are also some small broker firm focusing on large equipment finance, and totally different field, and or development finance. So it's all different field. There's nothing right or wrong. It's just they pick the industry they like or the niche market they like. All right. Number 3 is some single hero. They probably don't have any other CR or credit rep in their team, and they also they don't want to. They want to be the single one who control everything, and they're happy to pay someone a high salary, but they're not happy to teach someone to be a broker. And that's very commonly seen. Okay, if you truly love this industry, I would encourage you to go to the first 2 type of company rather than the bottom 2, number 3 and number 4, because there's no career progress or plan for you. You end up in the bank eventually. All right. Number 4 is some of the big firm. They want to create an arm, mortgage broker arm, but in general, people leave very quickly. They just didn't find satisfied to grow their own client portfolio. They can't. They have to service their own company's database and eventually sell them something from the company, especially agent firms. Or off the plan agent firms, I should say. All right, unless they are supporting you as a future business owner, but I will encourage you to join number 1 or number 2 type of business, but not type 3 and type 4. There are many people coming out from the company in type 3 and type 4 to join type 1 and type 2. All right, so I save you some time there. Don't bother to try the wrong way. All right, consider to get a business coach or mentors. All right, mentors, what's the difference? And in Australia, we're in a lucky country where people mentor people for free, right? And it's more someone you see yourself to become in the next 10, 20 years. I always share this example, Telstra's today's CEO, Andrew Pan, used to be my mentor when I was in uni. How did I find it? Through networking events. He wasn't the CEO at the time. He was the CFO for the other ASX listed company, and he actually contributed his time back to uni to coach the young lost professional like me. When I was in uni, I didn't know what I want to do, so they actually people come back to speak to you, have coffee, catch up with you regularly. Just find someone that you inspire to become, or find someone can inspire your passion as well. So business coach is different, right? Of course, they charge you money. I pay a business coach for 4.5, almost 5 years now, Mark Creighton, who cannot be here today, but some of my classmates, they are here. So it's generally costing $1,000 to $2,000 a month for minimum 12 months. But I believe I'm saving time, by working with him. He doesn't know anything about mortgage broking, but he's an expert in the process, in how to run the small business well, improve the small process, how to connect me with other experts I need to speak to. So it's really saving my time. It's only a deal or 2, I can cover that cost, but it's look at how fast we grow and how stable we grow. I believe that's a good investment as well. Right, so pay for someone else's advice if I want to charge the advice fee for my customer. That's what I'm willing to pay for. All right, leadership type is very, very worthwhile to mention. In the bank, at least I didn't enjoy the leadership structure. There's a lot of hierarchy, and I had good managers, I had bad managers, but even the good managers are very limited within his position or her position. So leadership type is a soft skill, all right? But something you really need to look for opportunity to develop. If you're not a boss yet, right, just do some volunteer work in the community, all right? Put your hands up as a leader, organize everything. You will be rewarded. Even in the parents community or committees in the school, you can also put your hands up for 1 or 2 roles. Organize everything, think ahead, right? As professional, so we are not the bossy. It's most cases will be dedicated, transformational and professional as well. So different leadership type for different industry and different situation. Understand your personality. I believe everyone should, and we do encourage everyone to be a leader in our organization. So this is what I really, really like. I want to share with you, the leadership principle in the Australian Army. I'll just read it out word by word. You can take a Photoshop, you can take a photo for this. So you have to know yourself and seek for improvement. Always, I believe me and June and Martin, many other senior brokers in our firm always look for improving our knowledge and our skill. And number two, of course, be proficient. I think that's the big difference between bank and brokers, right? Because in the bank, they're hiring a lot of managers doesn't have the lending knowledge. So it's hard for them to convince and then lead and manage the team. They only ask the bankers below them to deliver the sales result. But as a mortgage broker firm, it's different. You have to learn to be a broker first before you're leading a team. So when the people come to you, you either have the answer straight away or you know how to provide them the right direction to get the answer from. All right, so that's very important. So seek and accept responsibility. Lead by example, provide direction, and keep your team informed. That's very important. It's about communication. Keep your team informed. Hey, sorry, I'll be 5 minutes late for the meeting. Hey, sorry, that meeting I got something on. Kids is sick. Can someone else cover me? Become the host for that meeting for me, or swap this shift and responsibility and such. Okay. In the broker firm, as mentioned, it's more flat structure, and we call by the responsibility. So know and care for your people. Of course, we're always joking that this is a second family. When you go home, it's your first family. Here in company, it's your second family. And in Mandarin, we're saying that 家人们. So it's like a 床校, it's like a scheme club, okay, in a way. But yeah, we truly care about each other, and we always joke about it. Develop the team of your the potential of your team. Even though they earn $200,000 already, but don't get them lazy. They can earn $200,000 with less time, or same time with more money, or more knowledgeable. To solve more complicated problem and develop their comprehensive skill are quite important. You need to value their knowledge. What's the knowledge gap, and provide practice and training for them. And in our firm, we provide all this opportunity. If you haven't done any lease stock, if you haven't done any development finance, we will try to create the opportunities for you. Okay, so I'll leave some time for question. That's pretty much about the end. Last point, I really want to point it out that in this industry, you can go as far as you like. Okay, when you feel like you mastered almost everything in the mortgage broking industry, here is some other industry that is related to mortgage broking industry where you can build beyond, like mortgage manager, or deliver and create certain specific product for a small niche market. Property developments, many mortgage broker, they have good clients with a lot of money, and then they get into the developments market. And number three, some went to the funds management company. Number four, wealth management. Another, it looks similar, but it's different. Wealth management can charge money sometimes. Okay. Succession plan. If you have a company, how you're going to sell a trial book, how you're going to sell shares, how you're going to pass your clients to the next generation. But due to the time, we won't have enough time to talk about this today. I still have 90 people at the end. Okay. I will stop the recording, and then you can ask all the questions you like. Okay. I will now stop.